Who's gonna start?
But does everyone already have characters and all that?
Yeah.
I think most of if I checked the campaign, and most people had a character. I think.
Yeah. Everyone has a character. It's just the stats that we can roll soon.
Oh yes, get to watch everybody roll. Gonna be awesome.
So who would like to go first? Come on now, guys. Don't make me pick you.
Well, if we begin by the number of bodies that are going to be added to the group, I think I should begin with Yanni as a rather old elf, part of the old nobility that ruled within Alphron before the hostile takeover of the kingdom 4 years back. He was a member of a puppeteering family, puppet makers and puppeteers that were highly skilled within their craft. But with the passing of years, the family decayed and kind of lost their noble status. But both Yanni and Yuna, which I will let Valensis describe, are a pair of twins born within the noble Lafayette house that were supposed to reignite. Oh shit! Sorry. Thank you. Is it better now?
It's kind of better, but I think it's just a sensitive mic.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely just how it's coming into the mic. It's not like your volume isn't too high. It's your mic's actually having a problem hearing the full range.
How about now?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Oh man.
Solid story.
Is my microphone better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Good. Well, some things happened, and one of the twins sadly passed away, with Yanni being the only one left as the family fully came to ruin, and he began his mad work of building his lost twin sister a new body as a puppet. And over the years, he gave himself away to his obsession, crafting doll after doll, even just not considering the takeover that happened within the kingdom, and till eventually he managed to succeed with a little bit of help, and now he is, let's say, off from exile, which is looking to make a name for himself and his sister, to try and give the Alphron kingdom a better look on the outside world and begin to learn how to be a puppet master alongside his restored twin. And for technicalities, he is a battlesmith, artificer, with the heavy theme of everything that is remotely magical is in some way, shape, or form a doll.
Creepy one at that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I believe that is then the perfect segue onto Valantis. Please share your character.
Yes, well, the backstory is pretty much the same. Yuna was the twin sister of Yanni and may have garnered a bit of jealousy And, well, it eventually led to her death. And she came back as a doll, although technically speaking, as far as the game is concerned, she's considered a warforged. Rogue. I think Horia covered pretty much all of the backstory part.
That is true.
Same family.
Alright, so we've got a elf who makes dolls and a doll sister. Who's next? There's 4 of you, and I don't want to pick, so please, one of you volunteer.
I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Perfect.
So my character, his name is Niraden Whiteleaf. He's an elven ranger, Drake Warden. He is a member of an order of other Drake Wardens, namely the Wardens of the North, part of the, I think it's the Naloris Kingdom. He is currently in the. He's completed most of his early training and has actually earned the right to soul bond with a Drake, and now he's just now completed that training, known as the Risa, and now he's currently on his quest across the world to gain experience, known as the Alphron. And is that's about it really. Nothing as dark and complicated as your guys' story. Holy crap!
The simple ranger from the north. Pretty good, pretty good. Alrighty,
I guess it's my turn then.
go ahead.
Okay. So my character's name is Alken the Lone Reaper. My character was born and raised up in the Croston Mountains, and was quite a secluded people. For being Goliaths, we stayed and kept to ourselves, but unfortunately, there were problems. Dragons attacked, and the entire village was taken out, and Alken was the only one to survive. After that, he wandered down to basically all of the rest of the world and did only one thing, was kill. After having slain a dragon or two after being attacked, the only thing he did was kill. So yeah, that's basically all my story.
A Goliath killing machine. Perfect.
Yes. Standing at 8'5", so yeah.
8 foot. Bloody hell.
That's definitely a giant.
Yep. Alright, we've got 2 more. Who's next?
Yeah, I can take it. I won't get too deep into the backstory, but I will be playing Rain, who is more literally rain than you might think. He's a water genasi monk, and still trying to sort of figure this world out somewhat. But his backstory is something that hopefully we'll sort of learn more about as we go on in the campaign. But he's got very many memories of this world and not that many experiences. So yeah, he's just trying to figure things out.
And that leaves us on one last person.
Oh, yes. The one with the best backstory. Well, I will be playing Gola in Soralis, who is a little 3.5 foot tall Alken fighter from the Tesrazine Empire, who was studying under a master a master, and then was on a little visit to a nearby village, and then returned to find his master dead, and now seeks to find out who killed his master and stole his book full of runes.
Oh, he's a little owl on the quest to find the runes.
That I already want to see the animated series of your character. So
Don't mess with cola.
Well,
Adorable.
with all the introductions out of the way, I'm pretty sure you guys know what you're dealing with now. I'm not gonna lie, this is an interesting party. I'll see what kind of shenanigans you guys get up to. But I think with that, let's make things a little more interesting and roll for your stats.
Oh shit.
okay, hold on. Before we start rolling, what is this? Is session 0, right? Are we
Yeah.
actually?
Yes, this is session 0.
Okay.
Is
So are we actually going to be jumping into the game tonight, or are we just?
depends on how much time we have afterwards.
Okay. And for rolling stats, are we doing anything? I mean, you asked us to wait. Are we doing anything in particular, like 4d6 reroll ones? What do we do?
46 is pretty good. 46 reroll ones. Pretty standard. I mean, unless you guys want to try anything new.
No, I'm happy with that.
Perfectly happy.
46
nope.
then.
Okay, so then shall we just? I mean, we can just use the D&D Beyond dice roller then.
Yes, you can. And I'd love to hear your guys' rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll it in roll 20 so you guys can all see my roll. It's my terrible rolls.
Same here. Quite a big fan of doing the public execution role.
Yeah.
Let's see, is there?
Yeah, I'll also just do it. In,
Yeah, that's actually
Roll
good.
20.
That's a good one. If you roll in that, does that transfer over? Let me just see.
It should transfer. If you roll in roll 20, it should transfer into. If you roll in Beyond, it should transfer into roll 20.
No, I don't think it does from the character sheet. I just tried.
No,
I
it
don't think
doesn't.
from the-
I just
yeah.
did, and it was so sad.
Oh,
I mean, I guess we could like screen share our screen if it's about. Like, are you worried that we're making up stats?
Man,
You can you as the DM can see the rolls afterwards, though. You can like it shows the dice.
okay. How do I make it so that it shows? Please.
Oh no, I mean like as the DM on the character sheet.
inside the character sheet, you can see it. If you go to the ability tab, then there is I think it's called a dice roll group, where you can see what they rolled.
Oh. Is this in 20 or Beyond?
Beyond, since 20 isn't that like you send people you really hate.
No, people.
Oh, that might show up though if you wanted to roll it publicly.
We could just roll 46 in roll 20 and just
Yes.
reroll ones. That seems like the simplest thing to do.
Let's do that. 40 20s in, well, yeah,
46s, you mean?
46s. Sorry. 46s in roll 20.
I shall roll first.
Ah, okay. All right.
Go for it.
8
Okay.
reroll
Very solid start.
Okay.
and
And are we
reroll one.
re-rolling ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
how do I do this?
A second. No.
I'm sorry, but you're left with 15.
Yeah, or 14.
Don't worry, base. We'll show you how as soon as he's done over here.
Solid.
Well, good sir, you have a 15. How do you
Yeah.
feel?
Well, 14 because you don't take the lowest one. So yeah, 14 is not
Yeah.
bad. Not bad to start off with. Reroll that one. And a 5, so that'd be in a 13.
13, yeah. Mhm.
All right. 14, 13. What can you get now?
Okay, well, this could be a good one. Let me reroll another d6 real quick. Oh, okay, that's 16. Nice.
Mhm.
Getting up there.
All right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Ooh, this could be a good one as well. Reroll one of the d6s. Oh, another one.
Oh,
Oh man, holy shit.
okay. I'm getting concerned, but it's all right. It's all right.
All right, reroll the d6. And a 3, so that'd be 5, 9, 12.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then last one. And then that'd be a 13. Nice. I'm happy with that.
You had 1 in pretty much every single one of your rolls except for the last.
I know.
You lucky bugger.
I know.
Okay. We've got a ranger with 14. What's this? 14, 13, 16, 16, 12, and
13, I think.
13, yes.
Mhm.
That's not bad.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Bullshit to the rescue.
I wonder who here is actually going to get shit rolls.
Well, it's probably me. That's my luck.
You want to see if you want to see now?
I'm like, if I roll, I'm pretty sure I get worse than what what's called Beyond gave me. Because how do you beat this? Let me just find it. I got like 3 14s, 1 13, 1 15, and a 9. How do I beat that? How can you get better than that?
Get 18 for all of them?
I mean, I think just
Man, I'm
beat that.
not gonna bring my wizard, who has I think like 15 in strength, and it was his stump stat.
But also remember, roll. I mean, D&D Beyond doesn't re-roll ones, so you've actually
Lucked out.
Well, I say go for it. See what you get.
Mhm.
So who's rolling next?
Well, let me get the chat and see.
Okay, reroll the 1.
Nice,
Okay,
nice.
that's 13. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And see again a 1.
Can we stop with the 1s, please? I don't like these
And
rerolls.
see instantly top. That's like
17.
17, yeah.
17.
Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, that's better.
So that'd be a
14.
14, yes.
Man, reroll ones are overpowered.
I'm regretting that rule.
12.
DM, don't be afraid of powerful characters. That's kind of the point.
I am afraid of powerful characters. It's my first time. What do you expect? I'm usually the one feeling powerful.
Yeah, you can't lose.
Now,
You're the DM.
what if I want you to lose?
Ooh.
Well, then I don't really want to play.
True.
That's not bad.
All right. So we've got a 11, Is this a 10? Okay, 11, 10.
14, 17, 13, and a 12.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. That's pretty rounded out.
I'm happy with that one.
Mm.
I can start with a 20 dexterity. Excellent.
Not 20 dexterity. Though 18 is good enough.
No, I've got ability score improvement to be level 4, my guy.
All right, so who's next?
I guess it should be me.
All right.
But I don't know how to do this.
Well, there's two ways you can do it. So you could just type in a command right there, roll d4/6.
Okay.
Just remember to put the slash.
Roll
Well, there is just a dice roller.
d6.
Have you finished?
Oh, okay. This says potential. You just roll the d1. Yeah, d1. Just re-roll that one.
How do I do that?
Same thing. Slash roll 1d6.
Also, on the left-hand side of your screen, there's a little dice icon which has a dice roller in it, and you can just click on the dice there. So you don't have to type it every time.
Okay, wait, let's just slash roll.
Are we about to get
1d6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again.
All right.
Oof.
So you got 16 for your first one. Pretty good. And now just do that 5 more times.
5 more times. 4d or 1d?
40. So if you
40.
see there's a 1 in the roll, then you can re-roll that 1.
Ah, I see.
Hmm.
Okay, so 5 more times you guys said, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, another 16.
Oh my god.
We've got a pretty strong and fast Goliath over here. Okay, you can re-roll those 2 1s.
Oh my god.
So you can do slash roll 2d4.
6.
Slash roll
2d6. Yes, 2d6.
2d6.
Okay, that's not bad. That's
So
11.
11, yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 16s and an 11. 3 more rolls. Oh, that's also... we've got a 10.
Oh, wait. Oops. Oof. Wrong things.
Oh,
God!
Oh,
Okay,
well,
yeah. Nice.
that's the next one. Don't bother rolling.
there's no need to re-roll that 1. Just go to the next roll.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to know that our
I
Goliath is
almost
going to be
wanted
the
to see
biggest,
him.
strongest thing in the
I
room.
almost wanted to see him re-roll and see if he can roll a 6.
Don't waste the 6. Don't waste the 6. Use it on your next one.
Please don't. Just go for the next one.
Yeah, I'm just going for the next one.
Yeah, you won D&D. Keep going.
Okay, that's also pretty good. I think that's it.
I see why you killed the dragon now.
So we've got 2 16s, 1 11, 1 10, then a 12. Am I miscounting, or did he roll too many times? I think I'm the one. Wait, 1, 2.
4, 5, 6. No, that's right.
6 of them, yeah.
All right. Well, your numbers is an 18, 16, 16, 11, 10, and I can't remember the last one. What was the last
Okay, wait.
5, 9, 12.
6 of 12, yeah.
one?
So
12.
it's- So I get to choose where I want these stats, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, you can.
Okay, 18, 16, 16, and what is the others?
12, 11, 10.
12, 11, 10.
Yes.
Thing grab the dragon by its tail and just begins smacking it like Hulk did to
Wait a second. If we have a
I'd like
Goliath,
to see
does
that
that mean
happen.
he's strong? Hopefully.
Hmm?
I hope the
18,
Goliath is
16.
strong.
He's very strong.
He's got the rolls for it.
Strong man.
Well, who's next?
Okay, I have. Aha. My total strength is 20.
Oh yeah, you've got a bonus with your race.
Yeah.
Off. Okay. He is a DAC boy. He is. Alright, well, who's next?
That's the way to do it with that. Yeah, I'll roll for mine quickly.
Okay, that's not bad.
16 to start off.
Oh wait,
How
you're
did you
running
get,
it.
wait, how did you get an 8?
He's running
Oh yeah, D8.
Oh, I rolled the 8s, my bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
no cheating here.
it.
Wait, what the No, that's my
Man, and it's
blindness.
now that man, and now the rest of his rolls is just bad.
Yeah,
It's not bad then.
I didn't mean it, dice gods. That's not what I was dreaming from.
14 to start off with, not bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
still pretty good.
Oh.
Please.
Oh!
We have a 17. Let's go. 14, 17. Next.
Damn, I'll take it.
Oh my gosh.
16.
16.
14, 17, 16.
Damn. There's a power.
Okay.
Some powerful player is here today.
12.
Hey,
Oh,
Oh my god.
18,
Holy shit.
17, 16, 14, 12, and 10.
18. Oh yeah.
Was there 10 in the mix as well? No.
was there? I think an 11.
Wait, so 18, definitely. 17, definitely. 16, definitely. 14. I do remember seeing a 12. Yes, and 11. Wait.
No, wait,
Help me.
that's 12 as well.
So you got two 12s.
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Wait, I might be misreading. My maths is bad, but the 13 I think turns to a 12, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, so then because that was the lowest.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's
So I'm just posting those there.
that's solid. That is really solid.
Works for me. That is,
Woo.
yeah.
I believe we've got two more. Anyone else want to try their chances?
Lances?
I'm totally scared now. Everybody's gotten all these good rolls. With my luck, I'll get all the really shit ones. So here we go.
Yeah, we
Let's
rolled all the
see.
luck out of the dice.
Okay, that's a pretty good start. 14.
14, right, nice. Another 14.
14, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, 2 1s. You get to reroll those two.
those two could be good.
So that's a 4, 7, that's a
That's a 10. Yeah, that's a 10. All right. 14, 14, 10.
12.
Ooh.
Reroll those 2 1s.
Oh,
Oh.
17. Nice.
15. That would be bad if you.
one more roll.
That would be bad. But
That's like what the heck?
Yeah, I got to the point like 1, 1, 1, 1. No kidding.
12. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Hey, I was keeping track. Hey.
We were both keeping track.
And I believe we have one more person to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get
Sec,
ready.
let me try a command, because I think I found a way to basically get the, shall I say, end result. Nope.
I don't think that will work.
No, it doesn't work because that's advanced. And
Advanced coding. At all.
I do it manually. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I recommend manual. It's easier.
Okay. So 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, you got 2 that you can reroll. Let's see.
Uh,
Yeah,
14.
14.
14, okay. So 12 and 14. Ooh, an 8.
Ooh. Okay, we've got 1 bad roll so far. That's literally just 1 out of everyone. So let's see what else you can get.
My luck can get worse.
Character sounds kind of crazy, so
You
an
can-
8 in wisdom or something would match it
Oof.
quite perfectly.
Okay, so you got another 14. That's all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
15.
13.
13. Last one. Let it be good.
It will
Has
be good.
potential.
15.
Okay, 15.
Nice.
Okay.
You are the most average out of everyone.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so this is surprising that we've had so many good rolls.
well, considering they play at all, maybe it's not made of very good material.
Maybe there's a reason why they had to make their twin sister into a doll. Like, look, I need protection. Okay,
Well, I mean, considering what he has, it's understandable. Like he has, you'll find out, but he has a lot. So I think this balances him out a bit. Thank you, God.
it's all right. We'll find you a magic item that gives you one like one nice high score.
Oh, he already has one.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you meant? I missed. I thought you meant like ability, like class.
Yeah,
stuff.
no, he's found a loophole in my preparations, and he has buffed out his character quite a bit.
No, these aren't loopholes. These are creative solutions.
True, I must never call it that. Creative solutions. Yes. So well done. And just making sure, is there anyone who has not rolled?
I think everybody's rolled.
Perfect. Well, I think we can get into the little crust. Eh. You know what I mean. Let's get into the meaty part of this session. So, anyone here confused about the world setting?
No.
So you all pretty much understand that it's a world, dragons are there, and they're actually respected instead of feared. You all understand that.
Yeah.
Good. We could skip over that. That's pretty simple. I feel like you guys have got that nailed down. Here are some things I do think you guys need to know as characters and players. So, first of all, everyone should know about the Royal Massacre. I want to make sure, is there anyone here who doesn't know about that?
I have not heard of this.
Alright.
I haven't heard about this either.
Alright. So, throughout the many years that this world has existed, there have been wars between all of the kingdoms that you have seen, but none as more gruesome or terrifying as the Royal Massacre. It's all started after the Neloris kingdom defended itself from these names are going to kill me. From the Stigelach, yeah, I created these names and I don't know how to pronounce them. It's the Volcano Kingdom there and the one by the water. If you guys see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. So the Nelorus defended itself between those two, and in a desperation, 15 ancient dragons created very, very powerful magical artifacts that 15 warriors of that kingdom used to defend themselves. Now, looking into the future, they shouldn't have done that because that resulted in every single kingdom fearing the Nelorius for their power. So they all decided, no, we're not going to have that. We are going to get powerful artifacts of our own. So if you want to look at it, it's basically just the Cold War, but on insane drugs. Like, they are gaining power very, very fast. And
Stylish.
tensions rose too quickly. And in a desperate attempt to make sure that they didn't destroy each other, all the leaders of the kingdom arrived at a place in the desert because they felt it's the desert, no one really claims this area, no one really belongs there, it's a neutral territory. They all gathered there along with the ancient dragons that created the artifact. Unfortunately, pride of the leaders who had these artifacts took over, and before you know it, this meeting that was supposed to be friendly turned into a bloodbath. All the artifacts were used, all the dragons fought each other, and by the end of it, not a single royal member or high-ranking personnel who had an item survived. The problem with this is those items then became scattered across the world due to thieves who scavenged from the dead, winds picking up certain artifacts and blowing them away. So all that power is now lost, and every single kingdom is still trying to find it. After that event, it has become known as the Royal Massacre, as ancient dragons and rulers of kingdoms all fell on one night. And that's the Royal Massacre for you guys.
Bossy.
Now, another war you guys should know is the War of Broken Will. Any of you unfamiliar with it?
Nope, never heard of it.
All right, I'll start from the top. So,
I also don't know.
good. That's why I'm going to explain it.
Yeah.
The War of Broken Wills is a... Let me just read my notes here, because I did write it down in a note. Aha, yes. It was a 4-month-long war with the Delgala kingdom, as it, after fighting the Nelorius, these two always fight, they found themselves to be surprisingly good at just fighting. But they didn't really go after the Nelorius in this war. So the War of Broken Walls consists of Stilgala going on a 4-month conquering campaign. They conquered 7 kingdoms from then in those 4 months. Balfahad didn't stand a chance. This one, Alphron didn't. All these empires and kingdoms that I am highlighting could not stand a chance to Stelagar. The only ones that could were Nelorius, because they were pretty strong, and they only ones that could hold them off. And I feel like I could pronounce this, so I'm going to Crowstone Kingdom. just because of its natural defense. However, 4 months conquering 7 kingdoms, you stretch your army pretty thin. So they were only really able to hold these kingdoms for about another 3 months or so. As riots started brewing up, resistances started fighting back, and eventually Stalagar found that they could not hold these kingdoms for long. And before you knew it, they retreated, they pulled back, they could not do anything against almost the pride of every single kingdom.
Weak.
And the fact that these oaks still conquered 7 kingdoms is mind-boggling, okay? And they didn't have any artifacts, they just had military might. So give them some respect, please. Just some.
You know, you can conquer, but you need to hold it.
Yes. You must remember that this world is a fairly new world. They don't really understand or didn't really know the purpose of war and all of that, and how to efficiently conquer other kingdoms. So this was kind of like a trial run for the entire world. They pretty much everyone realized, like, you have to take things slow. You can't just rush a 4-month campaign. And yeah, was pretty much a lesson for the entire world, which you guys should know. So I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
now I know.
Now you know that you do.
So Stagala, is that how you pronounce it? Stagala?
Stagala. We're gonna say Stagala because
Stagala.
yes,
Basically the angry guy of all these kingdoms and always wants to fight. Gotcha.
yes, actually, no, yes and no. I'll say that because he's angry towards one kingdom only, and that's Neloris. They're like rival. So, but they're good mates. It's like a friendly rivalry. Just millions and millions die. So I don't know how you want to view that, but that's how it is.
Oh, relax. I saw the Twitch marathon of, I can't recall the anime's name, but that was like a meme, like millions died.
Yes. Moving on, another important thing you guys should know is the royal murders of the Alphron kingdom. As anything doing with a royal murder is kind of serious. So, the Alphron kingdom, as you all know, is situated on this island, and being on an island, you're not really given many resources. So they are a nation that has learned to make do with what they have. You'll find it's more like a slum city, but still pretty powerful. The royal family consisted of 6 members, and each and every single one of them were murdered in a single night by one individual, who afterwards took the throne for their own, which is where I don't know I need to remember your characters' names. Aura and Valantis' characters belonged, because this event happened relatively recently, like 4 years until now. So it's still pretty big news to everyone. I mean, after the murders, no one really knows what has been happening with the kingdom. No one really knows what they're planning on doing. So it's big news, and it's kind of scary that a single individual can conquer a kingdom for themselves. And yes, that is something big. Glad you guys know it now. I need to
Glad you told us.
I need to find a better way to segment into the next thing.
I'm just taking down notes.
Yes, notes. Good. We have a note taker. Perfect. All right.
Well, these are my notes. Stay away from my notes.
Give
I
me.
will copy your notes.
Hey, no copying in class. Anyway,
It's not copying if it's outside of class.
true. Now, this is something that your players, or this is something that your characters wouldn't really know, but I think it's valuable for you guys. This world has 10 official gods. You guys can, if you want, give me a suggestion for a god that you think could fit in, but as of right now, it has 10 gods. Each of them bearing a form as a dragon, yes, of course, and each of them having two certain roles, like a god of fire and a god of war combined. So that's with this world, but they aren't the original, because the original god is actually Io. For those who don't know, Io is literally the god of dragons. And he created this world before his unfortunate death. So just a little something for you guys to know.
Okay.
And yes, the 10 gods do occasionally visit the mortals in human form. So you may come across a god and you won't even know about it.
Oh,
Just-
slay them all.
Just a little heads up. Now, on to the next thing. There is, as with all worlds, there are evil cults. Cults that their purpose is to either summon demons or just cause utter chaos. This cult, however, every single kingdom knows. They know because they are so bold in their actions that it just terrifies everyone. This is the cult of corruption. And they have stated their goal to the entire world that their goal is to literally corrupt the world and make it inhabitable. So, world destroyers, if you want to think about it. How they plan to do this, you guys won't know. If you want to find out, go ahead.
Stay tuned
Yes,
and find out on next week's episode.
pretty much, yes. And on to the final thing. From what I've already said, I'm pretty sure you guys have gathered that the more powerful kingdoms is the Neloris and Stelagata kingdom. These two are more powerful in terms of military might, boldness, and just aggression. They both have been warring more than anyone else. So you can pretty much call them masters at it, and granted, they have developed a weaponry that helps them in this regard. However, that does not mean that everyone else is defenseless. I will be making some adjustments to the other kingdoms as I continue building this world, because yes, it is not a finished product. I wish it was, but I'm sure some of us know that world building is not as easy as it seems.
Most definitely, yeah.
Yes. So, is there anything that you guys did not understand about those 6 important points?
No, I'm good.
How much
Yeah.
how much relevance is that stuff actually going to have to our characters? Is that like just world lore that kind of everyone knows, or
It's common knowledge in the world. Yeah.
okay?
So, kind of slightly important because you never know. The campaign may go to one of those kingdoms or go to an event like that. You never know. Good to know these things.
What was the first event called again? The one where all they basically the big Cold War that happened. What was that event called? I just want
That
to.
was the Royal Massacre.
That's it. Thank you.
Now, I would like to ask you guys this because I do feel like this is an important question. What would you like in this campaign? A bit of mystery, drama, action? Like, let me know. What are you guys expecting to see in this campaign?
Death.
I think that's in everything. But yes, okay, death. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anything else?
More death.
Okay, calm down with your death, please.
All right.
I feel like you want to join the cult of corruption. Alright.
All right, Fiend Pact Warlock. I see what you want to do.
No, this we've established is our big ass. What do you? And what's it called? I
Big
lost
ass
the word,
Goliath.
but
Goliath.
we've established your strength. Him wanting death so much might be might make him a target for the cult. I must say, all I really want out of this is I'm into it for the power fantasy, like to feel like a hero at some point and feel like the badass waterbender is basically what I'm going for. That's the rest of it. I'm happy with whatever kind of adventure we're going on.
Same here.
Alright.
Very much same, yeah.
Power fantasy. That's a strange way of phrasing it.
Yeah, I mean, you in terms of D&D, there's a lot of ways you can go about it. Sometimes you're going for like the uber realistic, like your characters are suffering all the time. I'm not really into it when the world is like seems to be made to counter us. I really hate that. So letting cool things happen when people have ideas, like that's what I'm here for. The rule of cool is my favorite rule, but obviously
The rule of cool.
within reason, of course.
Like that.
Yeah, we will come to the home rules soon, so don't worry about that. Okay.
What if, based on this idea of actually going for a power fantasy for our campaign, what if this would be a story not only with us being like heroes of a particular empire or a particular like faction, but actually like trying to found our own, maybe?
Whoa, create your own kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Kingdom, and basically each of us adding our own take, like one, maybe the waterbender for Dev could be like our fleet marshal or something like that takes care of all of our ships, of all of our like naval based combat, and our Owlin fighter will be, I don't know, the grand marshal of the Aryan forces, and like commands airships and the like something like along those lines, because you introduce a world with a lot of kingdoms and a lot of different takes on like organizations and factions, and each is different. But I think in this background, us making our own would be like a way of us adding to your world and kind of world build alongside you during the campaign.
Okay, that sounds like a splendid idea, actually. Wow.
I quite like the idea of working up to something like that. So it's not like we start with we're controlling a whole thing. Maybe we've got like a group patron that is like our leader, that we're all like, we've got one king or something, and it's like we have to maybe find one of those super powerful artifacts and try and like establish that.
Okay.
An idea for a plot point could be maybe one of these 15 ancient dragons that died or disappeared during the Royal Massacre could have like survived, and we would be working for them to like build our own empire or kingdom with their help.
I think you did get a little confused there. Those 15 only belong to Neloris. Every single kingdom had their own ancient dragon. Or dragon.
Shit.
Neloris just had 15.
There may be another idea. Maybe one of these 15 very, very powerful artifacts was a sentient one, and we'd be working for like a sentient sword or some shit.
Okay, that sounds...
Oh no, we are not gonna bring Excalibur from what's called Soul. The annoying sword. The annoying sword from Soul Eater.
I'll think about that. Okay, but I quite like the idea of you guys starting your own kingdom. I mean, you have the map over here. You can look at possible areas that you could plant a little kingdom or build up to it. But I'm pretty sure if you want to do that, you're gonna have to first earn or make alliances with others so you can actually start instead of them seeing you as competition and just wiping you out.
We gotta also make a name for ourselves as well. That's probably a good thing as well. Spread the legend, if you know what I mean.
True.
'Cause-
Well, I feel like that's a good reason to go and seek out those artifacts because there's like a bit of a logic of like, well, look, if we've got our own nuke, then people will have to start listening to us. We can build our whole kingdom around that.
we have to get our own suicide vest in case everybody else wants to blow up. We blow up with them.
Okay. Well,
That's
that's pretty reasonable. All right. Well then, I like that idea. That could be the idea for your group staying together. You guys come to a tavern, you share a few drinks, and eventually one of you blurts out the idea, let's start our own kingdom. Sounds like an idea.
Well, that I think from a like D&D point of view and from the DM's perspective, I would highly recommend giving us someone else, like an NPC that's actually that has a very prominent position, because if you leave it all up to us, I think that's going to be a nightmare for you.
And
There's-
don't worry, I think I already have the perfect NPC for that.
Because there's
However-
a system called group patrons that I think I might have sent you a link or something to that a while ago, which I think can work really well. It's like for if you all part of the same mercenary army or like a kingdom or something like this, because then you've got like quest givers and stuff like that you can incorporate, but we're actually then the ones that they would have to call.
Well, I kind of like that idea. I think I'm going to hold on to it, and who knows, maybe one or two of these powerful artifacts becomes embedded into a quest. Who knows?
Did you have a plan for like what we will actually be doing in this campaign, or
3.
is it still kind of open-ended?
I have 3. So I can embed them, actually 4. I can embed them in any of those. I can embed this whole thing into any of those 4. I mean, really, what you guys said today and what you were expecting for this campaign would have kind of chosen one of those 4. So I now see that I still have to choose, which is nice. Very nice. All right, well, I'm going to move on to the next question that I would like to ask. Is there any major factions that you guys would like your characters to already know about? Now, bear in mind...
I'm coming from the mountains, very secluded, so I don't know jack shit.
Yeah,
I'll have to learn on the way.
Yeah, your character wouldn't know. But I think the most prominent faction that everyone would know is the one that kind of seems the most powerful in this case. And you guessed it, it's in Nelorius. Aha.
I'm from, yeah.
Aha! The power resides. Now, this faction is known as the Hall of the Elite. There is only 30 of them, and that's because their training literally kills. Like, if you're not strong enough, you will die. That is why there is only 30 of them. I'm not going to give you too much about this hall, but just know that they are paladins and mages combined. So they are strong. Like, be wary of this faction. And if you wanted to join, you'd have to be a child. So I don't think any of you guys could join. But yes.
I'm a 2-year-old.
Oh, you could
8
possibly
foot
join.
5 child. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Wait a
interesting.
second. Couldn't they just put the doll into a little child, like make a little child doll? And then there
Well, I
would be
mean-
a way around it.
Don't give me ideas. Don't fucking give me ideas, man.
Well, I mean, the whole idea of this thing is that they train the bodies and mind beyond physical limitations. So being a doll, you're kind of just set with your strength. Yes, you can build it so that you become stronger, but I don't think you could build it to an extent of these oaks. So great idea, but I don't think it will work in this case. Plus, being a doll in a living environment, especially in this kind of place, I don't think that would bode well for you, to be honest. There's going to be a lot of expenses in repairing you.
What is the sort of public perception of dolls? Are people like accepting of them? Is that like a fairly regular thing to see, or is there still some bad blood out there?
I
To
remember.
be honest, with you guys, seeing a living walking doll is going to be a first. It is not common whatsoever. If anything,
Wasn't there a kingdom with creepy dolls?
yes, but remember, this was after the whole takeover. So everyone else doesn't know about these creepy dolls. Only you two, really. So you guys are gonna get, you two are gonna get some very weird glances. Especially you, Yanni. You're gonna get a lot.
Me? Nah. That's what the bag of holding is for, baby.
What to climb into when people look at you funny?
Yes, and use it as a fucking sack. Just jump around.
Oh, I know exactly
But
how
how
many.
big is this doll? Like life size, human size thing, or?
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
Hey, Yuna is like 6.5 feet tall.
Holy shit.
Yeah, big creepy doll.
I'm very much looking forward to this. The Goliath and the big creepy doll are already the most intimidating thing I can think of. So
Oh, man.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Patrons! Any of you guys want to create your own patron? If you have a patron.
Meaning?
Warlocks and stuff, you mean?
no, well, I think this is like what I was talking about just now as a group patron, to have maybe some sort of a prince or a king or something that we're all actually working for, that is going to be sit on the throne of this kingdom that we're trying to build.
Ooh.
Okay, well, you guys want, you can create your own. I mean, I'm up to any ideas. I've already got a NPC, or yes, NPC in mind, but you
What's an
guys can always
F?
change it. So it's really up to you. You guys want to create your own or not?
I'm up for seeing what the DM can come up with. Put some pressure on you.
Very well then. That will be left to me then. Haha. Goody. Now, here is where we get to the meaty thing. Home rules. Home rules. I'd like to implement some home rules. So yes, rule of cool, that is going to be here. But I'm also going to implement one more thing. Now, I saw this on a hilarious video, and I thought that is an actually pretty cool home rule, so I want to go for it. Whenever you are in combat and you roll a nat 20, I'd like you guys to roll another nat 20, or roll again.
Another d20, yeah, all right.
Yes, and if you get another nat 20, it's an instant kill.
Did you get that
Yeah.
from Dingle Doodles?
Yes, I did.
Also, we can get instant
I did.
kills.
Yes.
Can I make an alternate suggestion to that, because I know that this is you're still kind of fresh to DMing, and that's going to piss you off real quick, because I mean it's very rare to get 2 nat 20s in a row, but it does happen. And you've got there are certain weapons and things that can do that magically, like a weapon of
Get a nat
slashing.
20.
It's like if you get a crit and then you crit again, you cut a limb off, or there's things like that. But I would recommend there is a table for a critical table. I'll find it now, which has basically got a list of things that can happen to enhance criticals.
Is the one that you roll a d100 and when you get 100 it's a decapitation? Is it that one?
Maybe. I think it's a d20, the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I thought for a second he was about to mention the old 3rd edition one, which roll to confirm crit.
I mean, I'm down to let this rule go just as a trial run to start off with and see how it goes for the first couple sessions. I highly doubt it's going to come up at all, because it's such a small chance of it happening. It's just a cool thing to have in the background in case it does happen. It's like, oh my god, a type of thing. I don't think we need to go into that.
And to be honest, I wouldn't mind if a big powerful boss is just instantly killed on the first swing. Sure, I'll be pissed, but I think I'm gonna get pissed being a DM either way. So
yeah, it's one of those cool, amazing D&D stories,
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I've been putting together a table for my game to have a very similar thing that the samurai are able to do, and I've looked into this a lot. It's having just an instant kill thing. That's great on a second 20, but it can be game breaking because then you kind of, I don't know, are you going to do it so that it goes both ways? That all the rules that apply to us apply to your monsters and things as well? Because in that case, you got to be careful, like what advantages you give us, because that can also end in very quick character deaths and things that are not actually narratively all that much fun. I do love the idea of like a one-hit kill. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that
don't worry.
there are tables.
Don't worry, Dev. That home rule does not apply to you guys when the monsters get a nat 20. So don't worry about that. It's literally just you guys.
Okay, but then you see, this is what session 0 is for, because how often is that happening, where like, are you going to give monsters crazy abilities that just undo our things, or
for now I'm just going to use default monsters. I don't want to create any homebrew monsters that are just insanely powerful. I don't want to do that. So most of the monsters that you should encounter in this campaign are the standardized ones. Like, I don't want to overcomplicate things with creating homebrews and all of that. If you guys go up against like entities that I have stated are powerful, then I would probably make a homebrew for them. But for now, it should just be standard monsters. So don't worry, I'm not going to make monsters insanely powerful.
Honestly, like I've been running with a system in which you have like D100 rolls, both for crits and for fails. Like when you roll like a natural 1, you could like damage yourself and apply maximum damage, shit like that. For the better part of like 5 years with the same group, and it adds a lot. It didn't apply to all enemies because that's a very valid concern from Dev, but it applied on named NPCs like bosses and like very like big scary things. Those things could get both crit failures and critical hits, and in 5 years with the decapitation happening on a D100 after a natural 20, it happened 3 times. So, and it can add quite a lot to the tension of it. It doesn't happen like all that often like it would with another 20, because that's like 5% compared to a 1%, which is a lot. But it can definitely add a lot if you are willing to go for it. So I personally am very much down to implement that sort of thing if you want to give it only to us, and I would be down with giving it to named NPCs that fight against us as well, but not to every single NPC that we would be fighting, because that would be pretty insane against like hordes of enemies.
There would be at least a couple player characters' heads popping off if it was given to normal monsters and stuff. But I agree with giving it to like the big bad evil guy of the campaign, or his lieutenants or whatever.
Yeah, like boss fights. I like that as well.
Adds an extra little bit of danger to the fight. It's like, oh, there's a chance he could behead one of us, and yeah, I like that idea.
The thing is also remember what level we're at, because at low levels you could just hit us hard enough to instant kill us. Like there's depending on what creatures you're using. When you're at high levels and it gets difficult to kill the players, then you might want to implement some quicker, and when battles start dragging out, that's why I'm trying to implement it now in hours. But I think at low levels, those kinds of things, I think a D100 is actually a better idea based on what Horia was just saying.
Okay. With this D100, is there like a list with the certain like numbers?
What we did was made by our DM. It was like custom made for every single number from 1 to 100. It was like a different effect. So it depends. Like if you want to reach out to find a particular one or make one yourself, it's entirely up to you. You could like make it so that there's like an effect between 1 and 5, and then an effect between 6 and 10, and so on. But then again, you could just implement a D20 roll at that point.
Okay. I'm certainly not going to make a list because I fear I would not have the time to make a list quick enough.
Did you get these things off? I'm on Reddit. I can see 100 of them already. These are
I've
use
never
tables.
used Reddit.
Yeah, but I don't even. I just googled.
Yeah.
But use tables, because you don't have to do all the thinking yourself. Many people have written a lot of these things for you already.
I will use the tables then. I'm glad we got that. So, rule of cool, and a net 20 could result in a decapitation depending on the monster that you are fighting.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Even so, it could have like, instead of double damage for a crit, it could be like triple damage, or if it's like a particular number, like a 66 or something, it's like quadruple damage on that hit. And it's always funny when you get like, I don't know, let's say you have like an NPC on your side and like it crits, and everyone at the table is just like, quick, name the guy, just call him a name, just give him the ability.
Okay.
I found one here that suggests when they suffer a unit of exhaustion and get a permanent injury chosen by the DM. So it's like it could be a decapitation, but you could just leave them with a scar or something, you know.
All right.
But yeah, that's one of those things as a DM. I think you just got to play with and see what works.
I'm gonna learn.
Yeah, as Luke from DM's Lair, he said there was like, okay, we're gonna use these home rules, but if they turn out to be like bad, like everybody at the table hates them. Like, let's say example that we ran with the fumble table. Nope, I'm not liking that. But just as an example, let's say, oh, let's try that. Then we find out like 2 sessions later that, God damn it, that's an annoying one. Then we can just remove it. That's like a really good thing to do, instead of being like, oh, I really want to try this home rule, but I'm afraid that it's basically going to wreck our entire campaign.
That's why I suggested that we run with your idea of the home rule, with the roll. If you hit a critical, you roll another d20 to get another 20 in skill. We run with that home rule for like a couple sessions, see how it goes. Like I said, it's a astronomically small chance, so it might not even come up very often at all. Just run with it for as many sessions as needed until we're happy with it. We change it. It's a work in progress rule. That's the point I was trying to make earlier.
Yeah. All right. So, I think we've got the 2 home rules done. Is there any home rules that you guys would like to suggest? I'm up to ideas. Any, really?
I think the one that allows you to like take a healing potion as a bonus action, and then when you want to give it to somebody else, it would be an action. I think that's like a quality of life for everyone.
That's that's from Luke. Luke made that one.
So usually a potion would take up a turn.
Yeah,
and
you
you guys
usually
want
take
to
a full action to use a potion, but I think most tables go with the bonus action, take potion, full action to give it to someone else.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with that, because in my mind it doesn't take an entire action to drink a potion. I mean, how you can drink while you're swinging. I don't care.
Guess it depends how big the potions are in your world.
Man, it's not drinking the potion that takes time. It's eating the vial.
That actually, that's the first time I've ever imagined a D&D character just shoving the whole potion in their mouth, just crunching through the glass. Like, I know plenty of barbarians that would totally do that.
You know, I feel that's something my character would do, just out of pure rage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Valantis, I don't think you can just chug a potion and then just be healed. I think we're gonna have to find like a cool thing for you. Because I don't think healing potions would work on wood.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Warforged, so it's not.
Maybe they just apply some what is it called? The thing, like some quick dry stuff, quick plastic or something, like the thingy or something.
A quick piece of wood and just 2 nails. Okay, I'm good.
Maybe mending helps, but I would use the rules for Warforged because I think they've thought that out pretty extensively, because it's a nightmare when you're like, oh, okay, wait, you're a robot. Does that mean you can't?
Mending is
wait,
a mending is a thing. Mending is a thing. Don't worry.
That's the problem. Like, mending takes, I think, 1 full minute to cast. So
Yep, that's correct. And it's only, I think, 5 squares, but I can't recall it.
Yeah, mechanically, I would suggest that like you've got some way to ingest health potions, or like that magical healing just is flavored differently, because otherwise you're going to have to come up with a whole new system. But that could be fun as well. I don't know how hardcore you are playing.
This is very random, but does anybody else notice that the music right now is very fitting to the conversation?
Doesn't hear the music since the bot is automatically disabled for me.
Oh, I guess it's only me then.
Probably.
Yeah, so we can hear everyone in the background.
Yeah, sorry. Just ignore that. I'm gonna mute myself for now again, though.
That's alright.
Carry on.
Okay, so potions can be taken as a bonus action. I like that. Now.
Oh, sorry. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but the only other suggestion would be cinematic advantage. If you're doing something that's just completely really cool and should be included in the story, you get advantage on the roll, just based on the DM's discretion.
Give me an example.
So, like, if you're like, all right, I'm in combat, instead of saying, all right, I attack, I'm rolling to attack, just if you're like, all right, I run off the back of this character, jump through the air, swing off the chandelier, and like you role play into it well, and you do something
Yeah.
that's visually, like, if it was in a movie, this would be an epic scene, then you just give advantage purely because you think it's going to be awesome if it works.
Yeah, I understand. So it more or less encourages you guys to actually role play your attack.
Yeah, just like a little reward for getting into it and role playing well.
Yeah, I'd love to do that actually.
Because
Okay,
there's
well,
also
good.
inspiration that's obviously there for as like a reward that the DM can give out for that, which is basically an advantage roll. But in the moment, you know, without them going, oh, should I spend my inspiration or shouldn't I? You just say, yeah, that's awesome. Go for it. You've got advantage.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, well, I am gonna state this now. I won't be that strict on rules, but I'm sure Dev will be our rule wizard.
I'm actually the one I think that knows the rules best, though some rules I'm just being like, okay, those I don't remember. Like the dual wield one, I always been like, I really dislike the dual wield feat because I feel like, isn't that kind of like saying, okay, warriors or fighters or stuff like that, if you want to use your weapon two-handed, even though it is, if your versatile weapon two-handed, then you have to spec into a feat to do that. I just don't see why, because it's sort of the same thing.
Okay.
I don't think we should have a dedicated rules lawyer, but I think we should make a rule that
If there is
if you're rules lawyering,
something
you
in the
put it in the
rules
chat.
that I do not know about and you guys do, and it is kind of important, please, by all means, stop the campaign. Be like, hey, Algon, shut up. Let me tell you why you can't do this. Please, by all means.
You can't grab a living gnome and apply smite to it. But if you kill the gnome and then use it as a weapon, you can apply smite to it because then it becomes an object.
The game, by all means.
Yeah, good jobs.
I don't think he
That
could
was a
hear.
step up.
Or maybe it's this code time, because I can see the chat is dead.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, his power might also have gone off, and that's
don't think it went off. But this is just that's a weird time for it to go off.
Yeah.
I'm just still have that load sharing thing, right?
Yep.
Yes.
They started like the beginning of this week again. I don't know why.
Yikes. Well, anyways, we can keep the conversation going.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that we should, as much as he was just saying to stop the campaign, I mean, personally, I'd prefer keeping any rules lawyering in the chat, because especially if there's 7 players, I know I'm often accidentally disruptive, but I feel like that can really ruin the pacing of things.
Yeah.
It can really ruin a pacing.
Alright, so rules into the chat, that's good.
Unless you have a tabaxi monk, then it's okay.
I have no idea what the hell just happened. So I'm back, but I think Discord is dying.
I can tell you that the chat at least is, because when I tried to open it on my phone, it showed basically like nope.
Yeah, I'm seeing the chat is not wanting to load. Come on.
I wondered why my message was in red. I was like, that's weird. Since when does it tint the font?
So Discord is dying for everyone.
Yeah, that's a Discord problem. But we can still hear each other.
I was trying to
Damn you, Discord.
share a video about eating potion vials, but I was getting that same issue.
Well, I mean, we can always use the Roll20 chat. That seems to be fine.
I'm sure it'll be back in a minute.
Oh yeah, thing to bring.
You found the health potion one. Yeah, that's exactly where I found that thing about chucking your potion.
Let me see. All right. Well, I think that's pretty good for a session 0. Like, you guys, is there anything you guys are unsure about or want me to explain a little bit further?
No, I'm pretty happy.
I do want to bring another subject to the table, which I've seen discussed at most session zeros. Is the degree of comfort that people have with, let's say, the disturbing things that come with adventuring life.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Is
Well,
there anyone...
As the resident creepy guy of the group, probably.
Anything, I think you may need to be toned down a bit, but we'll see. Oh,
Yeah, knowing you, there's like when you discuss gore, there's some people will be like, "Yeah, I'm fine with gore," and then you hear a player that they get really gory, and then, oh wait, no, I'm not. I was wrong.
okay, well, in that case, is there anyone here who is perfectly fine with gore? Or is there anyone here who's
I'm perfectly fine with anything and everything. So
Well, you are a massive killing barbarian. I'm pretty sure you're fine with everything. I wasn't If anything, I'm thinking of you wanting to kill more. But yeah.
I'm happy with anything. I don't have anything.
I have.
yeah, as much killing as I can possibly do without anybody being grossed out. Absolutely wonderful.
Valentus, you were saying something?
I have absolutely no like hard limits or triggers or anything. I'm up for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Is everyone here just like, yes, bring on the gore? Or is...
I crave violence.
And
Yeah.
in the next scene, we see Zach's character just being raised up between guys, like between the guys' two hands, and just ripped apart, and his blood is being drunk directly by the guy.
Oh, goody.
I think we can do without any sexual violence. That's I think
that,
the only.
That is
the only
a
limit.
unspoken rule. I would like to stay away from that area.
Most definitely.
I may
Look,
be
there are
flirtatious.
things. Sorry.
Yeah, I may be flirtatious as an NPC, but I will not go onto any of those levels. So
Yeah.
please do not expect that.
That's when the Fate to Black rule comes in.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's fine. Fade to black is fine.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
no dark. You cannot sleep with a fish.
Someone slept with a fish.
Don't ask.
I'm now
Yeah, they didn't
intrigued.
have that rule in that campaign.
Okay, well,
the great.
no. Tell me the story later, not now.
Stay on track, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think there's a big tendency in D&D to steer away from, like, you know, a lot of people don't want slavery in these games and those kinds of things. But I do think that there should be villains. I think that if there are evil characters, they should be able to do evil things. But yeah, within.
Guaranteed, there will be evil things. Some of them I won't even mention because to me it's like I don't want to disclose that to you guys, but just know that he is a very bad oak. Like, he deserves to die, kind of thing.
So he's basically Laurie. Facts.
Look, there's a cult of corruption. I assume that they're probably not great people.
Yes, but
like
there are worse individuals.
But that's the thing, is like I don't think we should steer away from anything that's necessarily like, oh, this might be triggering if it's a villain. If it's like to get us to want to kill someone and they do something, yeah. Fair enough.
So I think from the sounds of it, just stay away from sexual violence and that type of stuff, and then I think everybody's able away.
Yeah.
If you want your villain to absolutely massacre an entire town, go for it. I do not care.
That's a bit late already.
But don't worry, we'll feed him to the Goliath.
Perfect.
Yes, we too have our own Hulk.
You guys have your terror factor. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to start any campaign. Knowing that you have a Hulk is.
Ooh, I'm actually scared of your character now. I'm not gonna lie.
Scared of who's?
The base. I'm scared of yours.
Don't be.
A giant Goliath who's lived in the mountains and killed the dragons by himself. Yeah,
Those stats, I believe it. So.
yeah, that warrants some fear. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes, definitely.
I'm sure he's great at knitting and a very good conversationalist.
There we go.
Man. Oh man. Now I almost want to make like a barbarian. But he doesn't like to rage. He just want to sit like in a chair and just knit to like some kids.
I could just see the barbarian and the twins getting along so well. Oh. Well,
as long as you guys give me something that I can murder every so often, I will avoid murdering you guys. So, yeah.
So he's basically King Shark.
Oh, great. We went from the Avengers to the Suicide Squad. This is going downhill.
Come on, man. It doesn't go downhill. King Shark is like a highlight, just like Peacemaker.
yes. Yes.
We're
wait
about
a
to turn
second.
the boys.
Wait a second. He would actually be Peacemaker. He's like willing to kill every child and every woman and child to protect peace.
Not just the men,
Oh yes, but no.
but the women and the children too.
God damn it, Star Wars quotes.
But just remember, it's your piece, not the nation's piece. So you are like a self-peacemaker.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm the monk. I will be there to guide you to inner peace. I'm pretty sure my monk can see the Matrix. So,
Hopefully not the new Matrix.
Oh yes. That reminds me, Dev. I will send a bit of information to you regarding your kingdom, because there is something special about your kingdom that no one else really knows because they've kept it as secret well. So
cool. Okay. Yeah.
I will say this now, because you were a male, you were technically a slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he lives in the Drow Kingdom.
Hmm?
What
No.
is it? Ah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Tozreen Empire.
Ah.
Yes. There is something special about that place.
It's China.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
It's China.
Hey, don't think of it as China. Think of it as a cool place. Just happens to be Chinese or Japanese style. I mean, come on.
Then we settle on the middle and call it Philippines.
Wow.
Okay then.
Okay, Philippines. Alright. Well, seeing the time, we've only been here for an hour and a half. I rate we can actually do a little bit of a game.
Before we start, can we quickly grab some coffee if we're actually jumping in?
Oh yeah, please.
I want to
Yeah.
get.
That would be great.
Get prepared.
I wanna play
I
a
will
game.
get prepared and all of that. So please, go.
Alright, cool.
BRB.
Coffee break.
I'm looking forward to meeting these characters.
Haha.
Game.
For anybody listening, it seems it's not just our Discord that's fucking up.
No, it's not just our Discord, because I tried to send the Dev a DM and it was like, nope. And then I tried to check on Caleficel's Discord and was like, nope, can't load.
Yeah, my cousin also just said he can't get into his Discord.
Seems it's a problem with the API and the push notifications. Ah, it's a problem with the API error.
Great.
Oh well, in the worst case, we can always go and does MySpace even have a sound profile?
I have no idea.
No, I don't either. I have never even. I can't even recall if I ever been on MySpace.
No, I've never been on it. Like, I can solidly tell you now, I've never been on it.
Alright, may I know who is back?
Back again.
I'm here.
Ready, you. Ooh, I am slightly unprepared for this. Ah!
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you. By the way, is my mic still like spiking or like sounding weird or anything?
No, your mic is pretty fine.
Thank fuck.
Baseline. Unfortunately, I thought you were still going to use your dwarf. So
Yeah.
I have the token for your dwarf, not your Goliath. But we can change that later on. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine with having it still as my dwarf. I mean, my dwarf Throver looks absolutely epic, so...
Wait,
yes, actually.
Wait a second. Was you planning to play a battle ratio?
Well, no, so you see, originally, I was told by Base that he would be using his old character from Kate's game. And so his old character was a dwarf. So I kind of prepared in that sense, but he changed. So
Yeah, sorry about that.
it's alright, it's alright.
War never change.
I just wanted a character that's more in tune with the world, you know?
In dwarves are pretty in tuned underground.
Maybe you should have gone with the Earth Genasi. They have a pretty nice bonus action.
Maybe.
I wanted to also go with the complete opposite of the previous one, so...
Did you play like a Redemption Paladin or something?
No, also same type of character, just more like different in height.
Ah, I see.
Oh, he wanted to not lick the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, why didn't you just play like 3 kobolds in a trench coat then?
That could have worked.
Now you need 2 other players to do that.
Well, Dark, I could hear you already are like volunteering. And I love kobolds.
Kobolds in the trench coat.
And goblins. Goblins are awesome. Master race.
These goblins are inferior in this world. You
I had
barely
a
know.
very interesting conversation today about goblins.
Was that conversation about how a goblin, what is it called, German suplex the demon lord?
No. It's less really a conversation, more just like a comment. But yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna try and sort out my Discord.
Yeah, Discord's been weird. Looks like
Everyone's Discord's weird.
That's because of an API error on Discord side. You can see it on Discord status.
Alright, then bugger. Oh.
I was about to post in Discord chat, but I was like, oh wait, that's probably a dumb thing to do.
Oh man, that's just like what was it? I can't recall where it's like, if you have problems with your email, try emailing us. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I have problems emailing you. I can't email you.
I'm back. Did you guys say you figured out what's wrong with Discord?
No.
Messages are down for some reason. They're trying to fix it.
API error. So they most likely tried to inject the Roll20 code in and found out that doing a simple thing would break it.
Alright. Well,
Oh,
everyone...
damn, it's Skyrim now. Hey.
Perfect. Alright, just give me a little moment.
No problem.
Alright. So, welcome everyone to the world of Farsery. A place that is populated with many dragons, all respected, and also many kingdoms, with histories of their respective dragons. Where this campaign will start is in the kingdom of Doreen, a desolate place on the borders of the desert. You'd be surprised for a kingdom by the desert. You would expect them to be harsh and brute, but in fact this kingdom is relatively friendly, as they understand that fighting amongst themselves for resources would not fare well for them. So there's a general air of peacefulness in this kingdom. However, due to their location in the sandy deserts and the rough seas next to them, they are fairly well defended. So don't let that fool you. Now, as with all games, we start in a little humble tavern with a few of you guys already there. Now, I do ask that you guys test to see if you can move your tokens or not, because I'm still new to Roll20. So please,
I cannot.
you cannot. Well, that is... we cannot have that, can we?
So you want to so select the. So I can't remember how to do this now. I don't have DM privileges.
Aha! There we are. I got it.
How do I get rid of these character icon stuff here in the Roll20?
I can tell you how to do that right now. Let me see if I can find it again.
If you go to
Alright.
settings, you can change the video settings to names only.
Yeah, so go to audio and video, then video display, then change to how you want it.
Ah, thank you.
Dev, you should be able to move your character now.
Yes, I've got it. Thank you.
Base, you should also be able to move your character. And Angel, you should also be able to move your 2 characters.
I can only move my pet for now.
I'm pretty sure I gave... Oh, I didn't. No. There
Did
we
you
go.
make this map?
No, I did not. This one I found.
For a second, I was like, I've never seen this tavern, and I've looked through so many maps online. I'm like,
Yeah, I can even know.
he might have actually made this himself.
I cannot take credit for this one, unfortunately. But I do love it, so. Anyway,
That's very nice.
we start in a tavern, fairly bustling. I do not have normal NPC tokens, so unfortunately, just theatre of a mind. Imagine that this tavern is bustling with life. There's a lot of people all laughing, having fun. There's a band of musicians playing in that sandy pit that you see over there. And this tavern's name is the Three Hammers. The reason for that is that the bar, or the owners of this tavern, are three dwarves, all with a hammer decorating one part of this tavern. You have a hammer over here, here, and here. Did you guys see those last two pings? I don't think you did.
Nope, only saw the first one.
I also only saw the first one.
There we are. There and there.
Run by 3 dwarves, right?
Sorry?
Run by, what, 3 dwarves, right?
3 dwarves. Yes.
Yeah.
I do not have the names for them, but I will get you the names very soon. Now, we start off with our elf ranger walking into. Before you do see a fairly lively tavern, but you also see some very strange individuals. Mainly a person who doesn't really look normal. They almost seem a bit too blue for your liking. And
Well,
Mhm.
it's a smurf.
You were going to do something?
Yes. So as I walk in, you see a youngish-looking elf with nice dark, coal-colored hair. Has some basic leather armor with blue tassels on, and what looks to be a fur on him. He also has a very fine crafted bow strung up on his back. Walking alongside him is a very small little drake. Looks to be very young. It has blue scaled with these dark like gray stripes along it. And it's again very young. He walks in, looks around in the tavern, sees an interesting looking fella at the tavern, and will walk up with the drake following him.
You see Rain sitting there at the bar. There's a hood over his head, but you can see a sort of puddle forming under the chair as he's clearly sweating out here in the desert. But he just seems to be eating maybe a bowl of noodles or something as he turns to look, and he looks down at the drake, and he seems very impressed. But he's just got a mouthful of food and sort of waves.
Well, I haven't seen one of you before.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. Hello, little guy. And he just leans down and tries to pet the drake.
Yeah. This one's Scala. He's not too fond of strangers, and you see Scala tried to shy away, but later pet him a little bit. I'm working on it. It takes a bit of time to get him used to new people. But this heat, though, I've never been. I stay up in the north. It's very, very hot here.
Oh, that it is. I could cool you down if you like. And as he's saying this, he's just pulling some food out of his bowl and trying to offer it to the drake, just trying to get it to like him a bit.
Oh, very nice.
And
Yeah,
quick question: Do we know each other? Do any of us know each other yet at this point, or are we meeting for the first time?
this is a meeting for the first time.
Okay, cool.
And this, I believe, is the perfect segue. As you are trying to, or attempting to cool down your newly acquainted friend, you guys hear a almost shout from above. As you turn around, look, and you see a dwarf kicking a relatively small owlin down the stairs, shouting, "What do you think you're doing, skulking about, you little bird? You either pay something or you get out." And he
I'm loving the
retires.
Scottish accent.
I
Loving the Scottish accent.
I try.
I see this tavern is host to many rowdy customers from the looks of it.
Yeah, who was he shouting at? And as he's saying this, you see him pull his water skin from his belt and just pour 2 glasses into cups on the table, and then both of them just freeze over, and they are now full of ice as he just waves his hand over, and he goes, "Here you go."
Oh, you're a lifesaver. You're a life. I'm just switching accents. Goddammit. You're a lifesaver. Thank you. No, takes a few sips.
As he takes a sip of his, he does a full-on spit take as he sees the owl come walking down the stairs. What is that?
It is His Great Eminence, Cola in Soralis. You must have heard of me.
Who? What's his face? Scarla will be looking towards you, trying to be a bit curious, and starts sniffing at you.
That's an interesting dog. And it tries to pet it like.
And you're quite an interesting little fellow. Cola, you said your name was. Hello, I'm Rain. And he just extends a hand, trying to figure out if you have hands or wings.
He tries to like. He tries to like. Wait a second. Do you sit down or do you stand at the moment?
He's sitting on. He's just sort of
Yep.
swiveled round
He
to face
just
you.
is like can because you're sitting. He can just like grab your hand with this wing. He just grabs it and is like, "Oh, you must be one of those Maniflins or whatever they called them. Those blue fellas. Lives in mushrooms."
Well, no one's ever told me that. I think I may have lived in a mushroom for a time. I'm not entirely sure. No, I am Rain, as I said. And he just says, "Oh, and I didn't introduce myself." I think he'll offer his hand again to shake yours. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, miss.
Oh, not a miss. I'm a male. I get that a lot, though. I'm elf, of course, but my Niraden is my name. It's a pleasure. And he puts out his hand and shakes it.
So that one.
Arden and Cola.
No, I'm pretty sure they meant to say they were called Mira.
I don't think they've forgotten their own name, little owl man. Where did you come from, if you don't mind my asking? Were you the one that they were just shouting at?
Yeah. Those one doesn't know how to have fun. I just mentioned that, well, technically, if you would write it this way, then it would mean this. But since you write it that way, it means this. And apparently, something called a lightweight is apparently not very, very keen amongst those small fellas.
Oh, you offended one of the hammers. Well, I understand how troubling the language can be. Come, please join us.
I do think calling a dwarf a lightweight, you said, right? Is not a particularly good thing. They like their alcohol. Or the ale. Yes, they drink ale.
It's true. They'll drink you under the table.
Oh, more than likely.
Not if I
And-
throw the table on top of them first.
See you try.
And as he says that, one of the three brothers walks up to you guys, mainly for our elf over here, but really just bad timing on your part, Cola. It's just, hey, you can try. Anyways, what do you want, elf boy? Make it quick. I got a lot.
Calm down, I've just got in. Just a regular some mead, please. Thank you. If you've got.
Hey. And he's gonna stroll off, not into the direction of where the food and drinks would be, but actually further into the tavern as he goes all the way to our big Goliath and just planting a massive pint of ale in front of him, as he has ordered before. And it's now that you three notice this insanely huge Goliath sitting in the corner.
How the hell did I miss that one?
Most likely hid
Waiting
behind
long
one of the
enough.
dwarfs.
What are you looking at?
Oh, not looking at anything. Thank you.
You, sir, you're quite a large fellow, aren't you?
Yeah, so what of it?
Well, you must be quite the fighter. We were just discussing how one might fell a dwarf. I mean, not seriously, of course. It's impossible. And he just like smiles at the the dwarf standing there.
And the dwarf is shaking his head in disapproval.
What concern is it of yours?
Well, I was personally wondering if they ever use that pit down there for fights, or if it's just the band that that uses it. I like a good bit of entertainment in places like this, don't you? And he just looks to his new friends at the table.
Yeah, and you see
As long
Niraden
as
still
I
looking
can
in the
kill
other direction.
something, I'm happy.
Yeah, Niraden is like, I'm not part of this conversation right now. I choose not to get involved with them.
Well, the big guy seems murderous. What about you, Cola? You think you could take him?
Puny.
he like lets out a.
Puny.
Cola's like
Yeah,
3 foot tall, right? It's like tiny.
That 3 foot. I
of
think
course,
he.
I
I think.
think he would eat you. I think he would have you for dinner type thing.
No, he's more of an appetizer than anything else.
Even worse, he will eat you alive.
He can certainly try. Runes are the pathway to many abilities some would call unnatural.
Ooh. He looks like quite impressed. Does the double eyebrow raise? Well, quite frankly, I mean, I don't have much money, but I'd I'd wager on that kind of a fight. But no need for everyone to get so violent. What's wrong with everyone? My friend, would you like to come and join us?
Depends. What's in it for me?
We got ale.
We have ice! Or frozen water.
Oh, ice. Ice, that's also very good.
Oh, yes, I can put some ice in your ale if you like. Is that a thing? Do people do that?
Well, it keeps the drink cool, right?
No, people do not do that. I'm reluctant, but I will join you for the time being.
Oh, actually, I'm being so silly. Please, and are you walking towards it? Yeah.
Stomping on the ground towards you, gents.
As you
Because my
walk
ice is in his
past, he like cups his hands over his mouth and blows on your ale as you walk past, and it will start to like freeze slightly, so it is nice, crisp and cold.
As you come stomping by, Scarlet will also go underneath
Raising
my
an
chair.
eyebrow, I say, thanks.
I'm liking this.
Oh, yes, you are a very big lad, aren't you?
All of you are a bit small, are you not, to be drinking at this establishment?
Now, as all four of you, or should I say five, including the Drake, are sitting there, you start to notice a rhythmic clicking of wood on stone, almost, and it gets louder and louder and louder. Before you know it, the double doors to this tavern opens up, firstly to three wooden dolls. All three of them just look absolutely creepy. There is no life in their eyes, no semblance of there being anything that is living within these things. But they move forward. And once they move forward, two more, well, not two more, but two more people come through the doors. One being a doll, such as the three, and the other somewhat in between. Do let me know if you guys can control your tokens or not. No, you can't. Give me a minute.
Negative HQ.
What is this?
Yeah, can
And
you
you guys
can
should be
you
able to control.
All good now.
Looks like someone stole his sister's dolls to me. Or maybe they came from place of ruin. Who knows?
Bear in mind, all three of the dolls in front are roughly between 5 to 6 feet tall. And the way they move isn't really smooth. It's more like they are being controlled with strings that you cannot see.
Well, what about one of those things, Mr. Giant Man? If you want to take on an owl, do you think one of those would put up a fight?
I've been
think
wondering
Percy
the
would fight
same
fine.
thing.
And now, the two of you, again, you see a tavern full of life. There's barely any seat for you or your dolls. But there by the counter, the corner counter, you do see some space, but there won't be any for your three companions here. And as you enter, you do see that one of the dwarves just give you a very, very weird look. Like, they're not even sure what to do or what to say. They don't even know if they should serve you or not. What would you guys like to do?
As Yanni walks inside, helping his sister along, and notices that there's no room, he will address the three dolls. Annabelle, Isabel, Mirabelle, I'm terribly sorry. I thought this would be a lot more spacious and a lot more welcoming for you three, but would you mind? I know that the heat doesn't bother you, but could you keep an eye on the outside for us, please?
As you ask that, the three of them turn around. They give a kind of bubbled nod before walking past you and waiting outside.
This way, dear sister.
Well, those things will definitely scare away customers.
Quite the intriguing sight.
Yeah, what are those things? Are they like puppets or something? They don't have strings. I think we should go ask him.
Is there any room made for just the two of us, since the rest of our troop is waiting outside?
Sorry?
Like, you did say that there wouldn't be enough room for all of us in here, but you did say that there is a bit of room over here. So
Yeah.
would it be enough for just the two of us?
With the three of you entering and you two approaching these chairs, you do notice that one or two of the patrons there are like, nah, I'm not dealing with this creepy shit. They pack their stuff and they move further into the tavern. Just kind of sitting on the edge of the pit, listening to the band, enjoying their ale in their hands. But two seats just opened up for you guys.
And with like clicking and clacking and a bit of like an unnatural movement to his arms, Yanni will pull back one of the chairs for his sister.
She'll nod at him again. Thank you, brother. And then sit.
And he will pull a seat for himself and look around, notice the very colorful group, and linger for a second. But none of them seem like the owner of the tavern, so he'll keep inspecting to see if the like anyone that looks like an innkeep or a barkeep would like pop up.
After looking for about 10 to 15 seconds, you see a dwarf come out of the kitchens. He sees you two and nearly drops his tray of food, but he's able to take a deep breath, compose himself, walk up to the corner of the counter, and just ask in a very, very curious voice, "All right, what can I get you?"
Oh, my good sir. Perhaps just a little bit of information. I can definitely see that due to the reactions of everyone in this tavern, we are most definitely sticking out and not very welcome, even if I did hear that this particular kingdom has been very open to outsiders, but we find ourselves a little bit lacking in the information department.
Okay, what is it you would like to know?
Oh, if there is any particular struggle going around within town, any particular venture looking for work.
Well, you can always go to the the barracks where I hear there's a bit of bounties over there that you could possibly take. Other than that, we don't really have much. And after he says that, a patron on this chair stands up in defiance and screams at the dwarf, "How dare you say that there is nothing that you can do? Haven't any of you noticed? Fewer and fewer dragons flying in the sky. If you are looking for work, then you might as well find out what's happening to them." But unfortunately, his reaction didn't fare well with the other patrons, as another dude within the tavern just kind of calls out and is like, "Oh, shut up. Who cares about the dragons? Haven't you heard the latest news? It sounds like another war is going to brew. And of course it's the bloody Neros and that bloody Fire Kingdom. Those two are always at it. So
Hey.
you and your dragons can stuff it. I'd like this war not taking place at all. And he, the one,
Whispers, I'd love to see another war.
the one who yelled to keep the dragons safe kind of takes offense to this man's blatant disrespect. But after thinking, he does have a point. Like, dragons, they're powerful things. Like, maybe the only reason that few are in the skies is because they're just taking a break. So he sits down and just minds his own business while the one who shouted about the kingdoms goes on to talking with his group. They mumble a bit more on how things are going bad and going south, but there isn't much else that you can gather. And the dwarf at the counter then just looks back at you two. Well, I mean, they're just two things, I guess, but those seemed a bit too big for you. I suggest just going to the town hall, looking for some bounties and doing those. Now, is there anything else you'd like? Because I've got to deliver this tray.
Oh, terribly sorry to disturb your business, especially with how, well, tense the situation seems around here. We are definitely fine. Not worry.
He gives a understanding nod before suddenly hasting away from them. You get the feeling that he is deeply disturbed with the sight of you two.
As he leaves, Yanni will turn to his sister. Well, sister dearest, if it's bounties, we probably need some more manpower alongside us.
How about them? She'll point at the strangers that have been kind of focusing on them. It's like, we garner quite a bit of attention, but those over there seem to be a little more interested than the usual freaked out sorts.
There is a benefit in having a little bit of guts when you're doing the hunting. Very good idea. Very good eyes.
Cora, or Cola, you being the only one facing the other direction, you, out of the corner of your eye, you do notice this creepy woman-like doll point towards your group.
Cola will just be beginning to fly and be like, just fly behind, and it's like, want something? It's like, and using like the flying to at least stay a little bit away.
The jester-like individual, as he was making his way towards the table, and you fly overhead, like the mask that he wears on his face just tracks you as you go above, and his head like tilts in an unnatural angle. We are potentially interested in acquiring some, well, funds for our trip, and it seems that there are some bounties around. You seem like the capable sort, even a little bit short.
That's what many said, until I stomped them into the ground.
By no means do I mean offense. I know that size doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just wanted to point it out. Because, frankly, I was not given a name, was I?
I did just get back from doing a job, but I'm okay with joining. Get some money.
Oh, we have one interested. And the clicking and clacking continues as he basically leans against the back of the chair in which the Goliath sits.
God, you creepy. Oh.
Do I get to kill a lot of things?
It depends what these bounties would entail, my big, intimidating friend. You do seem rather keen on violence, and I guess you would be very, very much useful around.
As long as I get to kill something, I'll come out.
And let's only hope that these bounties are not trying to find some stray kitten within the city and actually getting something to hunt. This fellow over here seems quite keen on hunting, and he points with the pointy chin of his mask towards what was your name again? Oh, Niralin.
Niraden.
Niralin. There we go.
Well, I did get back from doing a job. It's not often that I get help on jobs, so I wouldn't put it past me.
The more the merrier. There is strength in numbers.
Oh, we lost a dev.
Oof.
He should be back on soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You can just continue with. I mean, not much.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I mean, what jobs are you looking for? I do a lot of tracking, looking for lost peoples, anything in that area.
Well, it depends what the barracks has posted for interested individuals such as ourselves. I think we might be more keen on finding individuals, but if it's hunting and if there's blood to be spilled for this guy, and he just points in the direction of the Goliath, I think we might be able to tackle anything.
I can definitely do the latter and help you find the person to kill. I can also help in combat. And I hold the bow out.
Did you say that you hold your hand out?
No, I'm just I just signal to the bow that's currently strung on my back.
Ah, gotcha. Ah, so I was right on point, suspecting that you were one of the outdoorsy type. This is your companion? And he lowers himself, just bends his knees, but there's again the creaking and the screeching of wood against stone as he lowers himself to the drake.
You see Scala as you lean down to him. He's currently sitting underneath Iran's chair. He, as you come down to look closer at him, he goes back. It's he's still learning. He's pretty young.
Ah, yes, growing things and learning, always exciting.
Very much so.
So, Sakalo, are you game for this bounty hunting business? Or will you keep on flying over there?
And Niran will also look towards the bird. Little cola.
Kolar and Zoralis will prove his superiority and murder those that wronged him.
Oh, we do have a purpose now, and a common goal. Murder is apparently the theme of this group.
Can I kill people that badly? Unless they've been wrong people.
Don't kill librarians. Those are nice people.
Oh, we just narrowed our targets, huh? Well, this is rather rude of me. Uh, introductions. Where are my manners? My name is Yanilor Avatve Lafayette. At your service, and this is my lovely sister.
Greetings, everyone. I am Yuna Essa, Maeli. You can just call me Yuna, though.
No offense, I think you probably get this very often, but you guys kind of creep me out. The whole puppet thing.
Well, this is a strange line for us as well. And trust me, back home we would fit right in.
I think it's first time I've seen a guy not only steal his sister's doll, but also put his sister inside the doll.
Well, she was not technically inside the door. She is the door, and then again, isn't. It is a technicality, and he goes like on a little rant about the intricacies of the process.
Yeah, we don't really care.
Right. I'm very sorry. Business talk.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm having to use my phone because I can't get back into Discord. But
Cool.
No worries, no worries. Well, just to catch you up, Dev, all that's really happened is the twins have moved closer to your group and have started with the introductions. That's all that's really happened.
Yeah, we're talking about doing a job, going out and finding a bounty of some sort.
And hopefully being able to kill some people.
Yes, that too.
Well, there is only one way to find out what this job entails, and that would, well, mean that we need to go outside in the sun again.
To the library to find a book about a tale that begins.
What? Library?
You know, like, it was a dark and stormy night, even though darkness is just the absence of light.
It's a metaphor, I see.
Now, if you've cooled my drink, can't you create a cloud or something above them to cool us?
no, I'm sorry. What is the bounty that you're hunting?
Oh, the tavern keep was so kind to inform us that if we are to look for any form of meaningful employment and some gains for the adventurer type, we are to check in at the local barracks for any bounties that are posted there. We don't know what it entails, but
Oh, well, that sounds like fun. I'm in.
That's wonderful.
right, splendid. Well,
Sure, I'll join.
let's not scare the patrons any further. The attention is kind of creeping me out in turn.
Yes, as nearly every single patron in this tavern is now staring at your colourful group. And there's a bit of a murmur here and there, like, what the hell are they? But, yes.
I do
You
feel
get
like
some-
I'm the odd one out.
I'm
Pretty
our
much
man.
So, I take it that you all leave the tavern.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone actually know where the barracks is in this town?
That's a very good point. Let me ask. And just like quickly go and find one of the dwarves.
I'm sure we can just look for.
The dwarf looks at you with a face like, "Oh shit, he's back again."
Terribly sorry, terribly sorry. We'll be out of your hair immediately. Where, perchance, is this barracks that you mentioned previously that has the mounties?
Cola doesn't have hair, only feathers.
Hey, well, the barracks you see is a bit further in the city. It's just go down the street, take a few turns left and right, and then you should find it.
Much obliged.
Don't necessarily say that's very helpful.
You are correct in thinking that, as he's really just trying to get you guys away. Even though giving you helpful information would make you guys leave faster, in his mind, it's not that case.
Yep, well, he shouldn't create any more trouble for the poor guy, so you get to follow his directions.
Yuna is going to leave a couple of gold for him on the counter for his troubles, and then make her way out.
Well, who would like to make a check? I'm not too sure which check though.
Survival, most likely.
I was thinking
probably
survival, yes. Who would like to make a survival check to find the barrack?
I mean, I got a +5.
Cola is superior.
Let's send everyone to do it. Make it a group check.
Yes, let's make it a group check and we can put it as an average.
And now watch Cola being the highest one.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, that's the first nat 20 of the campaign!
Bro, second roll and it's a nat 20.
Man,
Goddamn.
it's funny, like, I noticed that all the abilities I have, like, proficiency in is +3.
Okay, well, that was... Okay, jeez.
Cola goes in the opposite direction of everybody else.
Okay, come on. Cola's head is like 180 degrees. How do you expect? Like, it is correct if you, see the world upside down.
Yes. And Cola, you feel like you're the navigator of this group. You feel like you're the one that will take them to their places. You start heading into a direction, meanwhile, the rest of the group just goes into the other. You notice them leave in the other direction before you get lost, and you quickly catch up with them.
Yeah. Niraden sees him going in the wrong direction and goes, Koala, this way.
I was merely
keep those big eyes on us.
I was merely keeping an eye out in case of an ambush or a pincer.
Good, Koala. You tell yourself that.
Well, he can look behind him, right? Ranger skips walk.
Now, as much as this is a group effort, Norrin, you feel the most comfortable exploring. As exploring most of the lands of this world, you have a pretty good sense of direction, even though what the dwarf told you wasn't very helpful to you. It was like straight on directions. You know exactly where to go. And so within 20 minutes, you guys arrive at the barrack right over here. However, I do not have a map, and I don't feel like you need a map in this case. So as you enter the big gates towards the training center, there's a desk with a pretty big billboard behind him with a lot of just pinned pieces of paper to it, all with different sizes of fonts and writing. you notice a bit of numbers underneath them, but they're nothing too fancy. And there's just one one human sitting at the table. And when you guys approach, his eyes just go wide as like, how can I help you?
Niraden, noticing he's the most normal of the group, steps forward and says, yes, we're here to pick up a bounty of sorts, if there's any available.
Uh, sure. Is there anything specific you guys are looking for?
Something where I can kill.
Yes, he wants to kill, that short one also wants to kill something. I like tracking. A manhunt would be perfect, I think. If you have any of those.
Yes, but we'd like the man being hunted to be alive.
Unacceptable.
He kind of just like flinches when you say that. Just give me a moment. I'm sure I'll find something for you. And he
If it helps, we could also hunt for a monster that doesn't necessarily have to be returned alive.
yes, that does help a little bit, though. Those aren't really popular, so they're not on the board. You see, he pulls out a bag, and there's just more papers of bounties in this bag. You get a sense that even though this is a friendly city, it has its fair share of crime. It's very diligent, so when something happens, it likes to take care of it as soon as possible. Hence all of the bounties. He takes 2 to 3 minutes before pulling out one. It's like, oh, well, we have some complaints with the fishermen. They say that there's been a monster in the seas that have been bothering their ships. Maybe that's something you'd like to take care of.
You see, I don't have that much expertise in the ocean. Do you guys might have anything to do with that?
Not particularly, no. And
I
quite
can't really swim.
Oh, well, I'm sure I could. Yeah, I'm quite fine on the ocean.
Well, I'll just look for something more, just in case. And he goes back into his little bag. And he's scrounging around before he's like, aha! I found one. Here, we got some reports of a local desert bandit tribe busy gathering in strength, and they've been harassing some of the settlements outside the city wall for quite some time. Yeah, you could take this one. I'm sure this one would be fairly alright for you guys.
I think that sounds
Sounds
good to me.
perfect.
He gets to murder, I get to track, he also gets to kill things. Yeah, that works.
Oh,
I'm in accord. I'm in accord. Let's go.
He gives you guys the piece of paper with all the relative information on it. Well, happy hunting. Just no, it's per body. So the payment per body. So you're gonna have to bring back everything here.
Like all of the bodies?
Sorry.
All of the bodies?
Well,
Yes. Do we have like a proof of kill? Do we need to bring back an ear, an eye, just a head, or something of the sort?
well, I guess having bodies just walking through the street isn't ideal. Just the right ear. The right ear.
Seems perfectly reasonable.
I can carry a bag of heads if you like.
You see, he like kind of just shudders a bit, like, nah, the ears are fine. He's just looking up at you from his chair.
With an evil grin, I say, a bit disappointing.
He just
Anyway,
gulps. He's like, well, happy hunting.
and Niran says, "Thank you very much," and takes the bounty in his hand and starts looking over the details as he starts walking away. Let's go, everybody.
Now, as you are reading the bounty, you gain some more information and insight, telling you that these bandits preferably like to attack during the night. There have been numbers seen from 5 all the way up to 15, and even sometimes 25. But the exact number of these bandits are unsure. And the last place that they were seen heading is towards the pyramids.
Well, after the pyramids we go.
Well, I was not expecting us to actually get really well fight in the very first session. So I'm not gonna lie, I was not prepared for this.
We can end the geo if you'd like, if you want to get more prepared, because it is just session 0.
Yes. So
Yeah, and when actually, how long are we intending for these sessions to go? Because I wouldn't imagine we'd be going past 10.
no. So right now for session 0, 7 to 10 is pretty ideal for me. But as we go along, I may just extend it to 11. But yeah. So I actually think that's a good place to leave it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's a
I
nice
agree.
cliff.
Woo! Yay! First somewhat D&D game. Hallelujah. That was terrifying.
Don't worry, you'll get used to the.
Yeah, well done. Thank you for the game. I'll definitely be back next week, Tuesday, right?
Yes. Next week, Tuesday.
Yeah. Y'all character is scary, man. Just saying.
Cool.
Yeah, we've got an interesting dynamic. Well, I hope my DMing skills was sufficient enough for you guys.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yay! Approval. Hallelujah. Well, alright. Thank you guys for coming. Please let me know if there's anything that I can improve on, which I'm sure there is a lot. But yes, thank you. Thank you all for the very first game.